Now, here's a trading plan that I'm going to talk about today in this video. I'm going to make it sweet and simple, very short. I'm not going to go into much detail because you shouldn't put like an overdue thought of creating a trading plan. It should be very simple to follow each and every day, and you want to follow within the parameters of that plan. Don't deviate from them. I'm going to give you a sweet, again, simple trading plan that you can use if you're looking to really compound a account. Okay, in a sense, meaning showing growth in an account within 30 days so you can start having money to be able to trade with. All right, if you're a beginner trader, someone that's already went through the ropes, maybe you've become educated, have a strategy that works, you've back tested, forward tested in demo and simulation, now you're ready to trade and you have the money put aside to put into your own live personal account. Or maybe you're going through the process of right now of the step-by-steps of maybe educating yourself and saving money to the side. And you want to go ahead and put a plan into place, or at least starting taking interest in looking at some options, all right? For one, what I want to say to you is this right here. Figure out the instruments, the contracts, the markets you want to trade when it comes to futures. I primarily like to trade the indices, and we're talking about the NASDAQ 100 or the NASDAQ futures. That's the NQ, the ES futures, any of the actual indices themselves, all right? It could be the Russell, it could be the Dow. But there are also other markets within when it comes to trading futures that you can trade, like commodities, if you trade gold, for example, currencies, and finances or financials as well. So maybe the bond market, okay? But in meats and grains, there are so many options when it comes to the future markets, okay? So figure out the markets that you want to trade. I kind of sway more so to trade in the indices more than anything. But yeah, that's just one thing I would say definitely put into your trading plan. The second option or thing you want to really, and I talked about this in a prior video, is really narrow down what session, what time frames are you going to be looking to trade. I like trading the U.S. session, pre-market and into the market. Now, my goal is to trade no more than 2 hours a day. Sometimes if I can get a nice setup, just one trade or whatever the case is, within 30 minutes, I'll be done. But trading more than 2 hours a day, spending time and your eyes glued to these charts, the more trades you put on, the more errors and chances of you, not doing well, okay, or taking bad entries are going to happen. So pick a definite time frame that you're actually going to want to trade within. Pre-market session, I'll say 7:30 to 9, okay? But stay away from that 8:30 window because a lot of days we have big economic news, and as well, be mindful of, I'd say around 8:30 if you see Canadian news and you're trading the indices, because that does have some sway when it comes to trading the indices. Not mostly other markets, but it can have some bearing on, say, the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 or the Dow, the Russell. So be mindful about that 8:30 news when it comes to U.S. and Canadian as well. So I just want to kind of put that out there, to kind of give you a heads up and let you know. So again, the time frame. Now we talked about the instruments. Which ones? You may say, Mike, which instrument, would you prefer to actually trade? I like trading the NASDAQ. There's plenty of movement there. But again, we're trading supply and demand, so you have to find solid setups. And I talk about the strategy and how I personally trade. Now, this video is exactly for people who really are gearing more so now to put a trading plan in place and have a strategy. Whether it's you watching the videos here on the channel and you've kind of educate yourself on the strategy and how I trade. We're talking about using multiple chart confluence, because the more confluence you have on your side when it comes to trading, the more likely or the higher the probability the trade is going to work out in your favor. Please understand that. We're talking and looking for probability of being able to take trades with higher success rates, all right? Having higher chances of winning. So confluence is what it's about. So that's why I look at a higher base chart. I mark my zones. So, example, if we're moving in a bullish movement and then we're moving to the upside, I'm looking to trade at key areas of demand. I mark a demand zone off my higher base chart, and then move down to a lower base chart, and I'll look for a great setup to where I can trade that demand. Okay, back at that key area where it pulls back to the higher base demand zone. All right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please spend some time watching the videos. You will grab it eventually. Trust me. Next and foremost, we're going to talk about is risk. I did a video on that. I think it was yesterday. You have to have some idea, okay, or some measure in place as far as how much risk are you looking to take per trade, right? Typically, I would say somewhere between 2 to 5%, no more than 5%, okay? If you But I'm not here to tell anyone, how much to leverage. I'm just saying if you're looking to really compound your account, we're talking about within 30 days to be able to pick up and start trading. 30 days is really all you need. If you know how to trade, you will understand that you can start to compound the money that you have in your purse, or I should say this, being able to leverage more money in the market is what I'm trying to say. So if you are ready to start trading, say for example, and you put money into your account, we go through a process of compounding as traders, all right? So you want to be able to build that account up within 30 days, and you can definitely do so. So again, people always ask me where to start from. I say start with the micros if you are dealing with limited funds, okay? And even if, possibly speaking, you have the capital to trade with and you know how to trade, but you don't have full-on experience, meaning within the markets yet live, I would take the money, okay, that I have, and maybe not put all my money in there, maybe take a third of it or whatever the case is, put it into your account, and then start trading the micros. And then once you've seen yourself where you can start compounding that money, meaning profiting each day and allowing that account to grow, maybe take some of that extra reserve capital that you do have that you put away for for trading, and put it into your account as well, okay? But prove to yourself. That's why we go through the compounding phase, is to prove to ourselves with small amounts of money put into our account, our personal account, to prove to ourselves that we can do this each and every day. I'm not saying you're not going to take losing trades or trades that you need to get out of because they just seem not to be working out. Cut your losses early, okay? Maybe before the market even hits your stop loss, for all those that trade with stop losses. Again, risk management, I wouldn't trade no more than 5% per trade of the capital that I have I put into my account, okay, on a trade. Now, next, let's move on. I'm trying to wrap this up in less than 10 minutes. People always ask, okay, how many trade setups should I take in a day? I'm telling you, I said this before, this year for myself, I've stepped back. I told myself I'm going to scale back in the number of trades I'm going to take. I'm going to be looking for more quality versus quantity, all right? Understand that. Quality versus quantity when it comes to the trading plan and the number of trades you take. I say take no more than 2 setups, okay? Maybe, don't overdo it and take, beyond 3. For me, if I can get into a one and done type trade, I'm done. That's my max for the day. If I'm profiting, I'm done. Do not get greedy in this business, because that's when you're just going to start getting smacked in your hand, and you're going to watch the account that you grew start to deplenish, okay, or start to deplete itself. Understand that. Be smart about things. Don't get over greedy in these markets. 2 setups, be done. If you win one, you lose one, be done. If you win both, definitely be done, okay? So let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about. Now, the goal ultimately is to make money. Most people have a hard time trying to figure out where to take profit at, and if you've been watching the videos, I talk about that, especially those that have dived deep into the trade breakdown videos who are elite members. And if you're not an elite member, you may want to choose to do so. It's very inexpensive. It's only $6.99 a month. The link is down in the description portion of the video, right below the Discord link. The Discord is free if you want to join. The link to becoming an elite member is right below that. Once you click on that, 2 tiers will pop up. You'll see one for $6.99. Click on that one if you want access to the trade breakdowns, where I go on deep or detail about the trade setups that I take, so that you understand about stop loss placement and where to place your profit targets and things of that nature, and talking about plenty of the setups and what my mindset was and my thought process was as I was gear up to take a trade. Okay, so we're talking about being able to capitalize on our trades, right? So the thing about trading is have a target in a geographical area where you're looking to take your profit at. Most times I talk about looking at areas where gaps need to be filled at. Understand that. Or maybe to take a trade running up to an area of liquidity. So that's what we're looking for when it comes to trading. Now, let's say you have multiple contracts on. Let's say you have 2 contracts on. Once you get to that area, your first target profit area, whether it is to fill a certain gap at a zone, or fill in maybe there's a supply area above when you want to trade it to that area, or maybe just looking to take out at an area of liquidity, take off that contract, at least one contract. Let the second contract work out for you. Allow it to run for you and be a second winner for you, so that you continue to grow in profits and end up taking a very good successful trade, or even possibly looking at a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 type setups, just depending on what target or profit areas you're looking to take profit at. All right, but that's really all I wanted to cover today. Just kind of give you some things you could jot down and to make a simple trading plan with. Very easy to do so. But if you're not a current subscriber and your first time viewer, please take the time to go ahead and click on that sub button right now. Do so. But also make sure to turn your post notifications on so you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel with all the valuable content that I constantly put out pretty much almost on a daily basis, because I want to see people truly become successful in this business. But outside of that, if you're interested in becoming a Discord member, the link is down in the description. If you're interested in becoming an elite member to gain access to those trade breakdown videos, the video playlists, and other content, please make sure to look down below in the description portion of the video. Click on the link that says become an elite member and choose the tier for $6.99 a month. Outside of that, that's all I have. If you found value in today's video, please take the time to go ahead and click on the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you and take care. Have a great weekend.